to another Fourth and One podcast episode. If you hear any sort of like vibration or anything, it's a cat purring. So just be warned of that. I have 4 of them around me right now. So let's go ahead and post this link quick. Let's make sure that people can hear me. We got a lot to go over today. Not a whole lot Madden-wise in terms of reviewing things, simply because we're only in week 2 and only a few games have been played to my knowledge. But we got, I think I counted 42 questions. So we'll kind of go through the Madden stuff quickly first. And then, oh God, excuse me, that blizzard. And then we'll get into the questions. It's gonna be kind of just damn near like a fucking mailbag with all these damn questions. So, without further ado, we'll kind of get things started here in just a moment. Give it maybe 30 seconds to a minute max before we kind of start talking. We will go over to the league schedule, though. Okay, so week 1. There were a lot of upsets week 1. So I don't remember who mentioned. I think the Broncos user mentioned it, that there were quite a bit of, I think so. I forget who it was. If it wasn't the Broncos, then I'm just shafting, giving you credit for the one who originally pointed out how many upsets there were and whatnot, but otherwise, sorry. So Broncos Giants. Broncos win 34 to 23. I don't consider that really much of an upset. I think, let me pull up the spreads that I had for week 1. Okay, where would it be? Okay, so I had the Giants as 3.5-point favorites, but I don't know if I'd really consider this much of an upset. But I guess Broncos technically upset the Giants based on my week 1 odds that I did. Chiefs Commanders. I favored the Chiefs, but I think most people would have been hammering the Commanders side of things, considering Mahomes couldn't play this game. He was suspended 1 game for a violation last playoffs. And he just essentially kicked the shit out of the Commanders, the defending top seed in the league. And Spellman really didn't do much of anything, just 1 pick. Swift, though, had a monster game on the ground. Man, fuck you, Madden. So, all in all, a pretty decent performance from Manny outside of the passing game. Ryan Tannehill kind of struggled. 2 touchdowns, 3 picks, 18 attempts. God, that's probably about 13 attempts more than Ryby would want. But anyways, so that was an upset. Cowboys, Dolphins. Now, this wasn't an upset, but it was a hell of a lot closer than I think anybody would have imagined, especially considering Wonka had a fumbled punt return. So, and that led to a Dolphins quick 7 points because it was inside their own 10, I believe. Without that fumbled punt, you could potentially say that maybe Wonka and the Cowboys pulled off the upset week 1. They sure as hell covered the fake spread we did. Trying to see what I had it as. I had Miami by 14.5. That was a 3-point game. Jaguars, Falcons, Pixies, just absolutely terrible at Madden. That is what it is. Mad's very good. So, blowout, it was 45-0 at halftime, and then Falcons just went into autopilot. Vikings, Saints. Now, this one was pretty much a blowout It was 17-34, and then a couple late garbage time touchdowns, making it appear a little bit closer. Trubisky had 4 interceptions. What's his nuts? Jameis Winston, they traded him away. He also had 2. So 6 total picks thrown in Mukau's first game back. Ravens Texans. Another upset, as we talked about, all these upsets so far in close games. Somehow pulled away with a week 1 win over the Ravens, who won 10-11 games last year, even though they missed the playoffs. Mills throwing 3 picks, but still got shit done. And Lamar had a had a 95-yard touchdown run in this too. So, but somehow Wheezy and the Texans pulled out the upset here week 1. Colts Titans. Titans getting the upset week 1 over the Colts. Granted, we'll see what happened to the Titans in week 2. But strange things happened this week. Another one. Browns over the Steelers. Another upset. Now, Charles, I wouldn't necessarily call this a big upset. He really played 1 game last season, and he beat Narwhal and then just kind of quit and then came back. So, whatever. Lions over Chargers. Another upset. So, we'll tally up these upsets week 1. But, yeah, an upset over the Chargers. 49ers kicked the shit out of the Bengals. There was a garbage time touchdown there that Rob called the timeout with 5-6 seconds left, something like that, to cut it from 27-24. But this game wasn't even close. So another upset, Jets over the Raiders. Another upset, Seahawks over the Cardinals. Not really an upset here. Eagles over Packers, but very close game. Another upset, Bucks over the Panthers. Nothing really happened there. And then the Patriots and Bills having a very close game. Bills kick a field goal with about 20 seconds left, 15 seconds left, whatever it was. So these games were insane week 1. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and I guess we'll count this one as 10. So 10 out of the 16 games were upsets. That's absolutely fucking wild for a Madden league. Yeah, I see Cody kind of down there in the comments talking about momentum. Momentum, we thought that would be the case last year, and even in season 1, you didn't see a ton of upsets. I think what you're seeing now is these guys who are kind of getting beat down in year 1. Now they had an off season to get some rookies in, make some trades, free agency, where you're starting to see kind of the roster balances shift a little bit. You look at the Seahawks and the Cardinals, for instance. The Cardinals got decimated with losing guys to free agency. So now their roster's not further ahead than what it was. And even though he was, finished, I think, winning 8 of his last 9 last year, now he rolls in against Shiloh, who's got a career winning percentage of like 15. But the Seahawks actually have a decent roster after a couple years here. So it is what it is. Now when we go into week 2, like I said, not many games played. We've got 3 or 4, yeah. Houston over the Seattle Seahawks. Not really an upset. Wheezy should have won that one. He did. Green Bay, Denver, very close 3-point game. Detroit pulling out a win over the Raiders. And then a game that there are several questions on. A team that won 59-21 had 500-plus yards passing to 50 yards rushing. How did that happen? Well, to put it quite frankly, 53 passing attempts, 527 yards, 7 touchdowns, to only 9 rushes. Pretty wild, 16 receptions to 1 player. Pretty wild. If you go look at the box score, 21 of those points came in the fourth quarter. It was a 3-score game entering the fourth quarter, and he still scored 3 touchdowns in the fourth quarter. Fucking ridiculous. At minimum, it was 2 passing touchdowns. It could have been 3, depending on who else got another touchdown. I think it was a defensive touchdown was the other one. No, it wasn't. What the hell was the other one? Was it a punt return touchdown or a kick return touchdown? It's not zero blitzing every down. I promise you he didn't. We talked to him. And even if you're zero blitzing every down, that's no excuse to. Baker Mayfield played the entire game. He threw a touchdown with under 2 minutes left. DJ Moore played the entire game, caught his third touchdown with 2 minutes left. That's not acceptable. We can't be doing that. So, we'll answer more questions because I think a few people posted about that. But that's where we at. Now, I was going to go through stats. We can briefly look at stats, but they're going to be all skewed because we've got one dude stat padding. We got 4 games played, the rest of them not being played. So there's not a whole lot we can do to start looking at kind of team stats, single game stats, stuff like that, because they're all kind of out of whack right now. So, but, if we kind of go and look at standings, again, not a whole lot to do this early in the year. If we go division by division, though, Browns currently in the lead, only team with a win right now. Bengals they have Joe Mixon gone next game, and they play the Steelers. So Bengals could start off 0-2. AFC South, Titans 1-1, Texans 2-0, Colts 0-1. Jaguars are officially eliminated from playoff contention after week 1. Bills, Jets, Dolphins all 1-0. Impressive showout for the AFC East so far. AFC West again, Chiefs 1-0, Broncos 1-1, an impressive 1-1 so far. Chargers and Raiders kind of struggling right there, but Chargers will probably bounce back and be just fine. NFC North, 3 teams technically haven't had a loss yet. Packers are 1-1. NFC South, Bucks, Falcons lead it. Saints, Panthers. Panthers will be fine. Eagles, and then the rest are 0-1. So good start for the Eagles here after 1 week. Again, just going to be a wildly shit show fashion division. I like the Rams to come out on top. As much as I had the Cardinals preseason, I totally forgot they got decimated by not re-signing people. So, yeah, that's kind of shitty for them. Let's go through the week 2 schedule of the games that haven't been played. We can kind of give our thoughts. 49ers, Giants, I expect the Giants to win going away. I'd go by maybe 10 to 12 points. I think I would give the Giants as an 11.5 point favorite. Dove, though, very good at backdoor covering this stuff, and he could flat out win this one, especially with his roster. He beat down Rob, so we got to respect Dove here. He plays really good in some of these games. I think Dove's problem is he just is a little too inconsistent, makes a few too many dumb turnovers, dumb mistakes, which that starts a snowball effect. You're down by 7, you're down by 8. You throw a pick, give them a really short field. Now you're down 2-3 scores. Now you got to abandon that run game. You got to start trying to force things downfield, which kind of snowballs into getting blown out. Jets, Cowboys. I like Tolg, but I really like Wonka in this game. I expect Wonka to bounce back with a win here by maybe 6 to 7 points. I think it'll be a lot closer than people think. Bills, Falcons. This is a really good game. This would probably be the game of the week. I don't know the rest of these games, but I would assume this is the game of the week. I'm going to take the Falcons by 3 points. I think that this would be probably the Bills favored by maybe 2.5 points. But this is going to be an interesting matchup. I just think that Madden's ground game will be a little too much for Coy. And Waffles was able to cook him through the air. I would assume that he's going to struggle to defend the Falcons' weapons. James Cook, Kyle Pitts, even though Kyle Pitts isn't that good in real life, but he's a fucking god in Madden. Still got Drake London there. I forget who his other receiver is, but they've got some trees there as well, which is what Waffles has been cooking Coy with this year. Chargers, Patriots, Chargers in this game. The run game really gets Coy pretty frequently. So I like Matt in that one. Chargers, I think they'll probably win by a couple touchdowns, 13, 14, 15 points. I'd put the line at maybe 13.5. Eagles, Dolphins, very good game. I'm going to take the Dolphins. I think the Dolphins would be favored by 4.5. Eagles have a very good offense in terms of a really good O-line, running back, whatnot. I think that could cause a few problems for the Dolphins front, but give me the Dolphins in this one. Like I said, 34-30, 30-27, something like that. Bucks, Jags, Bucks are going to win by 70. Saints, Bears, I won't go into my game, but Mukau and I playing, we have played many games throughout the years. Haven't played in a year or two. So, and we'll see. I'll probably end up, winning that one just because I think he'll probably make a few too many mistakes because he's finally getting back in after being away for a couple of cycles. Chiefs, Colts. Colts beat the Chiefs last year, and it was like a 13-7 game. After his big win without Mahomes, I'm going to pick the upset here. I'm going to go with Turtle winning by 6. I think he's going to be pretty desperate for a win. You can't come out starting 0-2, losing to a division rival and then losing to the Chiefs. So I'm going to take the Colts here. Commanders and Rams. What's crazy is one of these two teams, both these teams were division winners last year. One of them is going to start off 0-2. I think it's going to be... this is a very close game. I would favor the Commanders by, I think, 4 or 5.5 points. We'll go 5.5, I think, is what I'd favor it. And if I was picking just against the spread, I would like the Rams to cover, but I think the Commanders are going to win. I got them winning by maybe 2 or 3 points. I think it'll be a very close game. Both these guys want to run the ball. They both have pretty good defenses. It's going to be a lower scoring game. I'd say Commanders win 23-20, maybe 20-17, 20-16, something like that. Steelers, Bengals. What's interesting about this is this cycle so far, Rob's played pretty decently against Snake. It's not been like a 30-25, 20 to, ish loss. He's not losing by 3, 4, 5 scores. They've been within a score or two. So I'm going to take Snake, but I think Snake wins by maybe 7 to 10 points. So right around there. I think the Steelers would be favored by 6.5 in this one. Cardinals, Ravens, give me the Ravens. I think they win by 14 or 15 points. Yeah, new playbooks too. It's always the first week or two are always kind of an adjustment period for sure. Browns, Vikings. This is tough. I mean, he just beat Snake, but I don't. Give me the Vikings by 2. I think the Vikings win by 2. Give me 30-28. I got the Vikings there. So that's kind of what we got here. Looking ahead to week 3, we won't really get into these games, but Bucks, Packers, that'll be a solid game. Falcons, Eagles will be a great game. Bears, Panthers rematch of the divisional game where the Bears won, was it 49-42? Raiders, Chargers, Colts, Rams, very good game. This will be a fun game, I think. Seahawks, 49ers. Dolphins, Steelers, excellent game. Titans, Ravens will be a solid game. Saints, Lions will be meh. Giants, Bills will be a good game. Browns, Bengals, great game. Vikings, Chiefs, great game. Broncos, Jets, solid game. Commanders, Cowboys, very fun game as always to see Wonka melt down. And then Texans, Patriots, I'm not sure how that will work because Waffles has wheezy blocks, so we'll see. And I'm not going to be the mediator for that one. So, it sucks because there's not a whole lot we can do. Makes no sense. Like, we could go through stats, but they're all going to be thrown out of whack by the 4 games that have happened already, and one user throwing 7 touchdowns in it. So there's not really, much of a point to do that. So at this point, I guess we will just kind of go through some of these questions here. If there's more questions you guys have, throw them in the Discord server there, and I will answer them. But let's start. We are reading the Communist Manifesto today, so stay tuned. That'll be, I think, the last thing we do. So if you're interested in the Communist Manifesto, stay tuned. Okay, so some of these are serious, some of these are fine, and some of these are troll questions. I'm going to answer every one of them, and I will answer them seriously. Who will be the first user who gets banned? So banned or maybe just kicked. I will go with just kicked. I don't know. I mean, they'll have to figure it out, but otherwise, yeah, it'll just be simmed, honestly. First user who gets banned or kicked. Um, hmm. That's a tough one. I'm gonna go with Snake. He's pretty fucking cheese. Um, what are the money plays for me to add to my playbook? A cover zero on defense, for sure. The other one would be outside wide receiver screens on offense. Okay. Nick said draft grades, week one upsets. How did Coy win a Super Bowl? Week one upsets we already went over. Draft grades, I think we have to look no further than our very own Tolg. I think he had a phenomenal draft with the Jets. So if we go to the Jets, mainly just for the pure, like, just total assets of things. So Matt Smith, right tackle. He's got the day one starter tag, hidden dev, 21-year-old offensive tackle. Great pick. Um, come on. Really? It's going to reset it every time. Philip Phillips, 74 overall, 22 overall, or 22-year-old rookie. Eric Russell, an elite X Factor rookie. So very good drafting there. And what's even better, they come away. They've got 3 firsts this upcoming year. My draft pick. Man, they're saying I have the 3rd pick. Go fuck yourself. Fuck yourself, Madden. The Seahawks showing pick 28. And then the Jets are projected pick 32. Come on, Madden. What? Come on. So, what you come away with 3 hidden dev players, 1 X Factor, and then yeah, they should be. And then you also have 3 draft picks for next year because they started with the 1st overall pick. They traded down and they got the Seahawks future first plus other picks and stuff like that. So having that haul with that, I think that's an A grade. Another draft I really liked. I really liked the Vikings draft. I like Nick's draft a lot. And they still have 2 firsts this year, which is fucking wild. Where is he? Drafted this tight end here. Lane Thomas. He's a phenomenal player. Oh my God, this is like a Channing Frost 2.0. 87. I don't know who you are, Coach Nartley. So otherwise, I'd love to review. Let me know what team you are, and I will review your class quick. Lane Thomas, I really like him. He's kind of like that Channing Frost player. Couple ticks slower than what Channing Frost was, but when you get a guy like that, you get Matthias Greenfield, Casey McKenzie, John Rich. So you got several young, good players through that draft class. You got 1, 2, 3, 4 guys over a 70 overall, and you have a running back who's a 69 overall. Oh, okay. Oh, all right. Your relic lit. Dub. Again, he said he had 4 hidden dev players. I don't know which ones it is, and every time I check, Cole Minor. Yeah, he's an X Factor. So really good pick there. It was the first corner taken. Justin Ellison was a really good player as well that you got in the draft. Jeremy Allen, Brian Cameron. I was going to say Rondale Moore. Connor Leach as well, a very good player. I assume Connor Leach was a hidden dev, right? Yeah, so very good draft as well. All those 3, I think those are all A's. Absolutely. Let me just think, are there any other I really like Turtle's draft. So Turtle got a left guard, 73 overall. And now this quarterback, he stood pat. Drafted him. He traded up, but he got him at like 11, 12, 13, 14, something like that, I'm pretty sure. And he turned out to be normal dev isn't nice, but 93 throw power, 85 short, 86 mid, 79 awareness, 75 under pressure, 81 speed. That's perfect. You can't ask for anything better to just take. And this guy was projected, I think, late, like second 2 to 3, or maybe he was 1 to 2. I don't remember everyone's draft off the top of my head. I'll look at your draft, Cody. It was a good draft for sure. D'Angelo Love was a really good pick. You got two really good yeah, you got two really good safeties in there. Brandon Cheney was a really good guard. Stephon Curtis was a very, very good corner. 95 acceleration, 90 agility, 91 speed, and 6'1", 200 pounds. Dion Monroe was fine, solid, nice piece. And then Daryl Bigsby as well, very good safety here. We kind of clowned that pick, but not a bad pick. And then obviously Travis Swinton, he was a really good pick. What kind of topped it off here? This fucker, Brandon McClain, 99 fucking speed. Yeah, Cody's draft was really good. Cody definitely, yeah, thinking about it and looking at all this here, definitely an A-plus draft. Yeah, Monroe was a auto pick for you, but you still get credit. Still a fucking rookie. You got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 players with high impact right away, and then a 99 speed player. So 6, 7 impact players. So can't ask for anything other than that. But yeah, I think that's pretty much it for draft classes. So yeah, we'll move on. How did Coy win a Super Bowl? Can I just say the obvious answer is that he didn't have to play Snake? Can I just say that? Because I think that's the number one reason of what happened. When you get Snake cheaply booted from the playoffs because I fucked up and didn't double check to see if the force wind saved and advanced the league, and shocker, it didn't save. But he played great down the stretch. I mean, he kicked the shit out of Narwhal. He kicked the shit out of Cody. Those were two of the best, teams season one. He played well. The first playoff game beat Dr. Turtle, the Colts user, by 1 point. So just think, if he doesn't make that pass with 25 seconds left in that game against the Colts on it was like 3rd and 12, 3rd and 13, something like that maybe. And well, first off, Turtle was in like a 3rd and 20 and gave up a first down to Coy. And then Coy, with 10, 15 seconds left, converted a touchdown from 13 yards out to take the lead by 1 and ultimately win the game. If that doesn't happen, season's over. But after that, gets, a lucky win. He didn't have to play Snake, but he still had to go through Cody, still had to go through Narwhal, and just dominated. Played unbelievable. Both sides of the ball, had a great pass rush, and was accurate and didn't turn the ball over like he was doing earlier in the cycle. And when you get up to those leads, if you got a bad run defense, one of the best ways to combat that is just fucking score points. If you're up 20, 21 points, the other team can't run the ball. You've got to abandon the run if you're down 3 scores, especially in a playoff game. You don't got time to waste here. People are looking to try and catch up, get big chunk plays. And again, we talk like Dove with kind of having an upset is how, if he makes a mistake, it can kind of snowball from there, especially if you're down 7, make a mistake, comes 14, and now you got to abandon your run game and staying balanced. That kind of what happened there. And Coy did a great job of taking advantage of that. We all know, had I beat Narwhal in the NFC Championship game, I would have beat the brakes off Coy, but, is what it is. It was Coy's year meant to be. Great win for him, and it's good to see, it's always good to see new people win Super Bowls. As much as I loved winning, my little streak that I was on there, as much as I like seeing, granted Matt hasn't done it in a while, but when Matt was winning, when Kia won, when Playa was winning, when Schley was in it, when Jared was in it, it's fun or Snake, when Snake's winning it. I like when new guys win it because then it just continues to just show the depth of the league. I'd like for Cody to get a win, Narwhal to get a win, Rob to get a win. Just because having the good users spread out wins and it's someone new every year, it's nice. I don't think it's fun when last cycle only 2 guys, me and Snake, won titles and I won 3 of them. It's not good when Playa used to just boat race everyone. It's not good when Kia won 2 or 3 in a row with the Jets. It's not good when Mad makes 3 straight Super Bowls. It's good to have parity. So, yeah, Schley as well. It wasn't good to see Schley. Schley won once a year for 2 cycles in a row. That's fine. If you win a cycle or 2 here and there, that's totally cool. I'm going to sneeze, so give me just a second. No, I guess it went away. But All in all, I like parity. I like new guys coming up and doing well. Koi definitely proved his spot in the league. He definitely deserves to be respected, and he got a Super Bowl win within the first 5 seasons of him playing in the league, which is great. So I love when that happens, when we find good users who bring competition to the league. Okay. Next one. God, this fucking sneeze needs to come out. Holy shit. Will Nick stat pad his rookie tight end? Absolutely he will. Will his tight end win rookie of the year? No. I don't believe he will. No, because the quarterback is in the AFC. Well, I mean, it's in the NFC, but it's Shiloh, so that's not happening. You know what? Yes. Yes, he will win Rookie of the Year. Will Coy repeat as a Super Bowl champion? No, I do not think he'll repeat as champion. Doesn't mean that I don't think he's good, and doesn't mean I don't think he could. He very well could, but I don't think he will. If you look at the history of 4th and 1, there are very few repeat champions. I did it last cycle. Snake did it the cycle before that. But outside of that, the last time it was done was Kia back in Madden 18 with the Jets, won it back to back. It has not happened since then. He could go back to the Super Bowl, but it is so tough to win back to back in this league, especially now when you look at the thing with Coy is now he won a Super Bowl. So now every time someone's going against him, it's like, fuck, okay, this is a guy who can legit win the league, win the Super Bowl in the league. You got to bring your A game, as opposed to before. It's like, it's Coy, it's whatever. He's gonna cover zero blitz a lot. He's gonna throw crossers. Man, we're fine. We'll just call him cheese, make fun of him, blah blah blah. But now that he won, it opens up people's eyes. Especially when you're newer. People gave me their best shot and took me serious before I won a Super Bowl. But I'd also been in the league forever and gone to 4 Super Bowls and lost them all. But it's once you win or have like that peak success, people start opening their eyes up and give you their best shot. So I don't think he will. I'd like a couple guys to potentially win it this year. So, okay. Awards predictions. So, trying to think of how we should do this. I think if you look at who's going to have the MVP, so we'll kind of go teams that I could see having certain awards. MVP, I think the 4 or 5 favorites would be someone on my team, whether it's Knox, Fields, Montgomery, whatnot. James Cook on the Falcons could be a really good option. Josh Allen on the Bills is a great option. I could also see Aaron Donald could definitely repeat with the Rams. Granted, I blanked him. He didn't get a single fucking stat. He had a forced fumble, but that was like him coming in for when my guy was getting tackled by someone else and like got a weird strip animation, which is cool. But he didn't get a sack, didn't get a tackle, didn't get a tackle for loss. So that could hamper some things. With the game that just happened, maybe Baker Mayfield, but I have a feeling he's going to be suspended. So who knows? Also, someone from Snake's team could definitely do that. So, offensive player of the year, same teams again. Defensive player of the year is kind of tricky, but you got to look at a guy like a TJ Watt, a Von Miller, guys with edge threat, or an Aaron Donald, or a guy who could just get an absolute boatload of interceptions. So, no, that would be my prediction. I will kind of do. Trying to think of how I want to word this. So, our user predictions, you look at things like best user, best offense, best defense. I think your top 5 best user candidates this year are going to be Cody, myself, Snake, Coy, and I got a sleeper pick in there of Narwhal. I think Narwhal's going to have a really strong year as well, especially if Ryby struggles and takes a step back like I thought he might. Your best offenses, again, Mad as well in there. Could definitely fucking kick Narwhal out. We'll put Mad in there. Offense, I think, again, you got to look Snake, me, Mad, Zach. Defense, Cody is definitely going to be in there. I think Ryby takes a big step back this year, honestly. I could see myself sneaking in there. Nick could if he gets things turned around. Matt as well is always a good thing. I said Cody. Narwhal could be in there. Snake as well. Snake is going to have a very good defense this year. So those are kind of some of those people that I'd look on some of those awards lists. What shampoo does Shokan use? Now, I was going to say Head and Shoulders, but I was scrolling back up through one of these, and I saw him say it was a good guess, but he doesn't. Other than that, I'm wondering if he uses one of those, like, Mane and Tame type shampoos, for, like, longer hair that they occasionally use on, like, show horses and shit. I could see him using some shit like that. Or he'll go to, like, fucking Whole Foods or, like, Trader Joe's or some shit and buy, like, a $40 bottle of shampoo that lasts a week. I could see that. And again, now this is where we kind of posted the Communist Manifesto, but I'm going to save that for the end. We'll read the Communist Manifesto at the end. When will Big Tuna 69 join the league? Never, because he's a bitch. So, okay, let's keep scrolling. Best offseason, worst offseason, hopes for Madden 24. If anyone else thinks they had a really good offseason, let me know. I like Tolg's offseason. I think he had a very good offseason. I think Wonka had a solid offseason as well. I got to take a minute here to toot my own horn. I think I had a phenomenal offseason. So I don't care about that. Backup quarterback. Brought in Tony Pollard, who is averaging 9 yards a carry so far on the year. Bring in Juju Smith-Schuster. Draft a star dev receiver. But now this is where it gets great. Orlando Brown, you get a tackle when we had a 69 overall there last season. We bring in an upgrade at center. We upgrade at right guard. We bring in another really good center. Get Bradley Chubb. We get Tyquan Lewis. We get Quinnen Williams. We get Jermaine Pratt. We get Anthony Walker. We get Malik Hooker. So I just think I kind of upgraded the roster a ton from where it was. Other really good off seasons that I liked. I liked what the Bucks did in terms of getting Christian McCaffrey. I thought that was a very good off season. I really like the Commanders draft class. Want to play me? Fuck no, I don't. I liked what the Cowboys did. TJ Hawkinson, that's a really good move. Jalen Johnson, L'Jarius Sneed, Chase Claypool. I really liked a lot of the moves they made. I guess one of the downsides is you did lose CeeDee Lamb, so you no longer have that top one. I liked your offseason as well. I really liked Mad's offseason as well. Brought in Levante David, which was a really good one. Did he ask again, want to play me? No, I don't. Nobody wants to play you. Lost my train of thought. But anyways, so I also really like the Giants offseason. You bring in Tom Brady. You trade for Jamel Dean to pair with Adoree Jackson. You trade for Fadukasi. Okay, who the fuck is this dude? And hold on, pause for a second. Put user on a timeout. Okay. Cool. There we go. Now he can shut up. You do bring in Julio Jones. You bring in Jacoby Myers. So I like their offseason. Now, the worst off seasons, I gotta go with the Chiefs, man. That was just such a dumb fucking trade, man. That was just a brutal trade. You give up L'Jarius Sneed. You try to give up 2 first-round fucking picks and Chase Claypool and it's not like if he had 98 speed, I get it. If he was 6'4", 94 overall, I get it. He's an 85 overall. Like, none of his route runnings are over a 90. He's not getting super wins. It's just, I don't, it was such a bizarre move. And, like, I get Wonka didn't use him properly, but, man, I don't know. I don't think you're getting an elite player, which is, you gave up the price to get an elite player. And now you got to pay him, and he's going to ask for a good amount of money because he is a solid overall. Yeah, I really liked your, wait, you had Jonah Jackson? Are we thinking of a different Jonah Jackson? Yeah, it's not the tackle Jonah Jackson. Oh, Jonah. I was thinking of Jonah Williams. Who's the dude? Yeah, I see what it is. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I was thinking of the Bengals. I don't know, but I'm just gonna keep muting them if they keep doing this shit. They're being fucking weird. So, yeah, whatever. But yeah, I really liked your off season as well. That's it was better than the one that I got. I was thinking I was in a playoff game and they started commenting porn shit in my game chat. That was always a fun one as well to deal with. But yeah, James Robinson, Jonathan Jones. Man, I'm so pissed that I was just like, yeah, I kind of want to back out on him, Nick. You can have him. And then I have an injury already in the secondary. He gets superstar. Yeah. Absolutely dumb. But, oh well, what can you do? So, what was the next question? Oh my god, I gotta scroll all the way back up again. Holy shit. Hopes for Madden 24? Absolutely none. I have zero hope and I have zero faith for this game, especially now that we learned a little bit of the fate of college football. The only hope I have is that all these franchise bugs are fixed. They are completely solved. We do not deal with them at all next year, and we can just have a normal fucking cycle for once, and we continue to get things added. You know, we get better contract negotiations. We get better contract structuring. We get a more in-depth, you know, player demands. We get more things built upon the... It's a okay, decent core now, but we just need more things. I want better positional terminology. I want a better XP upgrade system. I want scouting to be a little bit more challenging, a little bit more in-depth. And I want playbooks to go back to what they were last year and have them built upon, not fucking stripped down. I want better playbook creator options. But overall, the hope and shit for Madden 24, none. So I got no expectations for that. I thoroughly think that whenever college football drops, I'm going to be done with Madden. So, yeah. Most improved teams, least improved teams. We kind of already went over that when we talked about off seasons and moves and, you know, things of that nature. So we'll kind of skip that one. Will Pixie bounce back? Absolutely not. Pixie is not good at Madden. He proved it to you week 1, Mad. And yeah, we'll kind of look at his schedule here. I admire his moronic confidence in him making the playoffs and winning the division, but doesn't get any easier. So Bucks isn't going to be an easy game. He could win that one, I guess, but I think Vapul's got the superior team and will win. Relic's a much better user, but his team kind of sucks. But I could see an 0-3 start. Yeah, he could probably beat the Saints. I don't think he's going to beat Wheezy now that Wheezy isn't tanking, but maybe. But this is where it gets tough. Ravens, not happening. Bills, not happening. Colts, not happening. Titans look decent now. Maybe they were just tanking. Panthers, not happening. Texans, no. Browns, absolutely not. Bengals, fuck no. Fuck no, fuck no, fuck no. So there's like 5 games in there that I think he could maybe win. So I think 6 wins is his max. 6-11. If he gets a free sim win in there, maybe 7 wins. But no, he's not turning shit around. He's going to win 5 games this year. So 5-12 at best is what I'm thinking he's going to do, outside of an unforeseen thing like a few CPU teams that pop up. So, yep. Nope, he's not turning it around. When will we respect Vapul? When he can take a top 3 roster and not play like shit season 1. That's when I'll respect Vapul. You know, he had the Bucks with an elite roster that was built to win now season 1. Couldn't even sniff a wild card competition. So, no. How many games do the Colts win? Good question. Thank you, thoughtful user who submitted this question. So this was tough. I think they'll win here, then a loss. And I think they beat the Titans the second time, beat the Ravens, lose to the Bengals, beat the Texans, lose to the Steelers, beat the Jags, lose to the Browns, lose to the Panthers, lose to the Falcons, beat the Texans, lose to the Dolphins, beat the Saints, beat the Jags, beat the Bucks. So I think that was 9 wins. I think 9-8 is a good one. I think that's a fair assessment for them. 9 wins, maybe 10. So I could definitely see 9 or 10 wins for the Colts. Why don't you respect Coy? I do respect Coy. I like to tell him he's shit. I can't let him get too full of himself. I got to humble him. Plus, he's like 0-950 against me. So, you know, when he beats me, maybe I will respect him more. But no, I respect him. I just like to bust his balls and kind of mess with him and talk a little shit with him. But no, he's a top 6, 7, 8 user in this league. I think, you know, when you look at 4th and 1, before last, I guess we can even go before this cycle. You know, when you look at it, I'd say there was a clear-cut top 3 or 4. Me, Snake, Mad, maybe Cody, I guess. But I think, you know, that top 3 or 4 was definitely in a gap above kind of everyone. It was the top 3 or 4, and then the rest of the league in kind of their order. I think that gap's expanded. It's not just the top 3 or 4 and then a huge gap. It's me, Mad, Snake, Cody, Coy, Ryby when he's on his shit, Narwhal, you know, is up there. Zach obviously is up there. You know, Nick when he's on his A game is up there. So I think it's one of the more competitive groups we've had. Even Rob when he's on his A game is up there, unless it's against Snake or in the playoffs. So, you know, there's definitely a lot of good things at the top of the league, and Coy's deserves to be up there with it. Absolutely. Most racist member of the league, absolutely Pixie. Most likely to end up in a gangbang with 4 men. Ooh, this is a good one. Tolg with his beard gives off like a very like hipster, hippie vibe who'd be willing to have an orgy with anybody. Otherwise, I could definitely see Wonka doing that. So now, hold on. Are we saying gangbang is in he is with 4 other men with 1 female or male? Or he is the one taking it from 4 men? I guess I should have asked for clarification first. League member you would feel the most confident in against a fight? Oh, Pixie. I know I could absolutely, like, punch the shit out of Pixie. Absolutely. Yep, no. Just like I beat him down in Madden every time we play, I would do the same in real life. Absolutely. Um, why is it koi? No, no. Least confident in a fight in. Manny's up there simply because I think he would bring a gun and shoot me. So I'd be worried that he would actually like murder me with a weapon. Um, hmm. Trying to think who else I would be legitimately worried about. Any of those fuckers from Florida, just because it's Florida and they probably all have weapons and be willing to use those against me. Wonka knows where I live, so. Oh no, because he didn't come to Maya's graduation party, so no, he actually doesn't know where I live. So never mind, we'll scratch him off the list. Um, I'd say Manny's number one simply because I think he would kill me with a gun or a knife. Ah, darn, we got the answer. Shokan, I use L'Oreal mainly. Damn it. Jimbo asks, when will we respect Vapo? Listen back. Tolg, why is Wonka the most difficult to schedule with? Well, if you ask him, no one's ever had an issue with it besides you, Tolg. But why his schedule is difficult is because he works nights and late nights, and most people are done playing by 10, 11 p.m. at night, and he's not getting off until then. So that is why. What is Madden Goat doing right now? No idea. Do not care. When will Wonka get therapy, and how would it improve his life? um, I think it would improve his life in the aspect of, when he's playing a Madden game and he fumbles, instead of screaming, into his mic, at the TV, at his cats, raging in Discord, and just, taking a step back and being like, you know what? Hey, it happens. We can't control. Oh, this fucking clown is back. Jesus Christ. Hold on. Put user in a timeout. Yep. Okay. Cool. And so that was, I think, the thing with me, going from the joking therapy question to, back when I was choking every single playoff game away, I was getting way too worked up over just the simplest shit in Madden. And then you just got to find a way to be calm in these games. If you play angry, you're not going to play good. You're going to make dumb decisions. You're going to make bad reads. You're going to make mistakes. And you're just going to get even more mad, and you're going to make more mistakes, and blah, 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 blah. And it spirals out of control. You got to just be as calm and level-headed as you can, and then when a mistake happens, you just adjust. You can laugh. You can be like, God damn it, and some shit like that, or post in the game chat and just be like, this is stupid, fuck Madden. But back to normal. You can't let your emotions get the best of you, because that's half of what playing this game is. Who is the most disrespected member in the league, and why is it Vapo? It is not Vapo. God, this is actually a good question. Who's the most disrespected member of the league? I think in terms of strict performance, I think Rob is one of the more disrespected ones, simply because he gets fucking trashed on in the playoffs, so people kind of overlook him a bit and don't give him the total respect or credit he deserves. I think Jimbo is a little bit disrespected as well. Yeah, we all joke about Jody being Mickey, but outside of that, he's a solid user. I think Pixie is over respected. He is absolutely horrible. Johnny, I don't know. I think another one, I think Wonka too. I think Wonka is also a disrespected member of the league from a gameplay. Yes, he has his typical, we all laugh, we joke like tank and rebuild season, Chiefs are a rebuild, but he plays very well in games against good users. He just can't put it together, and we all joke and kind of piss on him and think that he's, a bottom five player and everything, but he's better than what he is. Oh my God, these people are back. I don't know who these people are. Why do I feel like I'm getting trolled by Pixie? Ooh, I can hide a user. Haha. Okay, cool. Would Snake have won it all if the Force Wind wasn't screwed up? That's a good question. I don't think he would have, but I do think he would have beaten Koi. So it's honestly an interesting kind of series of events. I think if Snake is in it, I think he beats Koi. I think he loses the next round to Cody, who I then think goes on to win a Super Bowl against Narwhal. So I think the way things played out was fine and whatever. We joke that it's Mickey and shit like that, but I think if Snake's in, he beats Coy, but he doesn't win the Super Bowl. So no, I don't think so. But he very well could have, and you could easily see it happening. Tolg's son future occupation is like Jesus Christ an option, or like a porn star meets a CEO meets a professional athlete. President, that's a good one. Should Snake have been let back into the league? He should have never been forcefully removed from the league to begin with. The only reason it happened is because Wonka refused to adjust his suspension point of view, but then went and recruited him to another league and being like, yeah, it's not as strict over here. So very hypocritical. So no, he should have never been gone to begin with. Will Tolg's baby grow a beard? He already has one. What's Reyes doing? Hopefully 6 feet under. How will you promote more diversity in 4th and 1? Excellent question, Snake. I'm going to be implementing the Rooney Rule. Whenever we have an open team, I must bring in at least 2 viable candidates for the position that are not white. And we are now going to require your ID, your social security number, and a picture of your package to assure that you are not white. So that is what we're going to be doing to create a more diverse 4th and 1. Will you allow whites to play in your league? No, so you're done. Why won't Pixie get a job? You should ask him. Will Pixie go a game not throwing an interception? No, he will not. He will throw at least 1 interception in every game that he plays, that he throws more than 10 times in. Because if he's got a weird game where he throws it 8 times, then no. But if he throws it at least 10 times, he's throwing a pick. Can Pixie ever not talk about himself? No, he cannot. Will Wonka get therapy? We already asked this. Will Dr. No Hobby get a hobby? Well, then that defeats the purpose of Dr. No Hobby, so no, he will not get a hobby. You make the playoffs as a new diversity measure. Yeah, I do think that we actually legitimately have a solid, like, diverse group. We have people from different fucking countries in here. Shiloh overseas. We've got more than just white people. We've got a midget in the league. We've got someone who is mentally disabled in Dr. Turtle. We've got like a guy who's like wealthy enough to buy multiple private islands who for whatever reason hangs out with us. So we got a lot of diverse people in here. Will we make it to a 3rd season? Absolutely. Absolutely we'll make it to a 3rd season. Will Zach pull his starters when he's up 52-21 in future games? Probably not, and then I will have an aneurysm. And then if that's the case and he does it again, then Wheezy's who will get banned first will be Zach. Will the game ever get fixed? If by will the game ever get fixed, you mean will the draft glitch ever get fixed and these desyncing issues ever get fixed? Yes, they will. If you mean will Madden ever be a great game? No, it will never be a great game. Who's winning the World Series? I have I just read another question. I couldn't tell you what the series is. I don't watch baseball. It's a terrible sport. Can I be your best man? Absolutely, you can. Why is Waffles not so smart? Wheezy, come on, man, that's not needed. And then that was the last question. We ended on a Waffles question. So, before we leave, we've got something very, very important, courtesy of Snake. We are going to be reading part of the Communist Manifesto. So, I will go and we will look into Draft of a Communist Confession of Faith. It is page 36 of the Communist Manifesto. Let me scroll to page 36. The Congress was the final stage in the reorganization of the League of the Just, an organization of German workers and craftsmen, which was founded in Paris 1836 through 1837, and soon acquired an international character, having communities in Germany, France, Switzerland, Britain, and Sweden. The activity of Marx in the... Oh, no, this isn't the fucking Communist Manifesto. I think this is just like a history on it. Because why would it talk about Marx in the third person? Okay, so hold on. Okay. Communist Manifesto. Okay. So where the hell did I find it at the beginning? Okay. Here we go. Okay. Part 1. Manifesto of the Communist Party. A specter haunts Europe, the specter of communism. All the powers of old Europe have entered into a holy alliance in order to lay this specter. Pope and Tsar, Metternich and Guizot, French radicals and German police. Where is the opposition party, which has not been stigmatized as communist by those who wield power? Where is the opposition party, which has not hurled back the scandalous charge of the communism in the teeth of its adversaries, whether progressive or reactionary? Two things may be deducted from this. One, communism is already acknowledged by all the European powers to be itself a power. It is time for the communists to make open proclamation of their outlook, their arms, their trends, and to confront the old wives' tales of a communist specter with a manifesto of their own party. To this end, communists of various nationalities have foregathered in London and have drafted the following manifesto, which will be published in English, French, German, Italian, Flemish, and Danish. And that is the only excerpt I can find online. So, I think what I'll do is for the next podcast, I'm going to actually buy the Communist Manifesto because I can buy it for $7 on Audible. Or, I can actually get a hard copy of it from Amazon for $5.50. So, Snake, you have my word. I am going to purchase the Communist Manifesto, and every single podcast I will read an excerpt of the Communist Manifesto, and we will not stop until we finish the Communist Manifesto. So that is the promise I can make moving forward. However, I am sick of Madden. I'm going to hop off and play 2K or play COD with Told. So we are out.